What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Estate Uncensored, where you learn how to reach people online, build influence, and attract more ideal clients. We are back with Coach Monica. She is on a tear where she's back with us for the second time, and we're doing a short episode about the referral formula. If you caught Monica's episode last time, we talked a little bit and kind of scratched the surface on her whole point of view, which is that referrals absolutely can be a predictable business, which I think is counterintuitive for most agents and for anyone that's used to working off of referrals. So we want to dive into that a little bit deeper. So we talked in our last episode what to post on. So if you don't know exactly what to post on social media that will get you referrals, make sure to go back and listen to that episode. But we're going to talk about more of the formula and the overall mindset here today. So we'll bring Monica in a second. Before we do, Greg McDaniel, safely socially distancing 8 miles, 8 hours or 800 miles or whatever it is away from me in your co-pilot's chair. Greg McDaniel, what's up today?
Oh man, Mumbles Magoo over here today. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so intelligent.
I'm on my third hour of podcasting today, so you got to cut me some slack.
Oh my God.
I feel so bad for you, Mr. Popular.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited. Monica's crushed it on our last show. I literally took about a page and a half of notes on kind of where to go, what to post, how to do it, how to get yourself in a certain mindset on posting. And I told her in that show, and I'll say it again on this show, because of her influence, I'm going to change my posting habits ASAP. So sorry,
Wait
I'm
to
going to
watch
be posting
that.
more. Yeah.
Good.
But I'm glad to have you. So Monica, let's jump in with the boots on in the deep end. Let's rock this thing.
Do it. I'm
Matt,
so
lead us off.
eager. Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Always. So referral formula. So let's, so for anybody that doesn't know who you are, let's just give them maybe the 60-second overview, who you are, where you sell real estate, a little bit about the coaching so people can kind of catch up with us.
Perfect. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Been in real estate for about 18 years. I've also been coaching real estate agents how to grow their business by referral for the last 3 years. I have really honed in on this referral formula to help agents recognize that they do have control of their business, even if they want to do it by referral. Instead of feeling like they're like a catcher and I just have to wake up and hope somebody throws something at me, like we can actually do activities every single day to yield referral income.
Yep. And I 100% agree. I mean, it's essentially, it's how I run the agency. Basically, it's conversations, it's connecting with people, and those connections, sometimes they yield conversations directly with the person. Sometimes they end up yielding kind of referrals behind the scenes. I just had a referral come in the other day from somebody who's been on my email list for like a year and a half. I barely know him. And all he knows about me is just that I run the agency. And the next thing you know, he's sending me a potential client. So I think people way overestimate how much needs to happen in order for somebody to send us a referral. Because as you know, like everybody knows kind of somebody in real estate, but we don't always really trust them. We don't trust cousin Sal, who's been in the business since the 70s and is mostly retired. We don't trust, Aunt Sally necessarily all that much. And so there's a lot of people out there that don't know exactly who to refer, that if we did a good job of keeping in touch with them, their referral business is essentially up for grabs, right?
And that's the key to what you said. The sentence was, for a year and a half, he's been watching you.
That's true.
He's super clear on what you're doing because of your consistency.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And we as agents, especially in the referral fee, from the referral angle, we don't understand the actions to take so that we can be seen as consistent.
Cool.
That's what I'm trying to throw down here and anywhere that will listen, because I want agents to succeed by referral. I think that helps our industry. It helps how people look at us. I mean, if you hook up with an agent that cares about you, you're going to have a better experience, generally speaking.
Let me ask you a question. A lot of agents that are just getting started, they don't have a book of business. They, their sphere of influence might be 18 years old, 19 years old, getting into the business, right? And they aren't going to be buying stuff. So like, well, shit, where do I start? I mean, my sphere, they're still graduating college, or they're still in high school. Who knows, right? We had a guest who listened to me originally when he was 15 years old. That's incredible. How would you talk about building a referral-based business? Would you have to get in and do calls and doors and open houses and build that business up? Or can you attack social media and posting and just start getting the word out that way? Or is there a blend? I have too many questions. I should shut up and let you answer the first one.
I know what you're asking, and I do have an answer for it. So while that person might be 18 years old and his buddies are not buying a house right now, he likely has interests and hobbies. And let's say he's a cyclist and he's into cycling and he cycles every weekend. And there are Facebook groups and pages to go to or whatever to participate. I would recommend that that person goes into where he or she is naturally passionate and participate and get to know people based on commonalities, which is one part of the formula that we talk about. So to, begin to post, comment, like, be seen in there, and then begin to friend them over onto their page where they're posting about real estate and everything they know and coming from contribution. And then that person like connects the dots. I need to buy a house. This kid, I don't care if they call him a kid, this kid is always, contributing to this group, and he looks like he knows what he's doing here, and I'm going to give him a shot. So there are all kinds of ways. And then yes to all the other things too. I mean, when you're starting out, you do things that you might not do consistently forever, right?
Or if you were a sane person, either one.
Right.
But I mean, the guy that we had on, Justin, he made $365,000 his first year in business at 19 years old, based upon social media and some other stuff. So it is possible. And I love what you're talking about, going into, like Matt would go into a music, group and post and comment. I don't know shit about music, and they'd probably ban me for life just for not knowing what a ukulele is. But Matt was like, I learned that when I was 3. I did not know these.
I think I actually did have a ukulele when I was 3. That's hilarious that you say that. Okay, so we know a little bit about kind of one of the important elements of making referrals a predictable business, which is predictable posting. We talked about that in the last episode. Is that like one of the official, is that step 1 essentially?
Well, it's part of the formula.
Okay.
Let me back up before we go into the formula. Let me just review, because it seems obvious, but it's not. Why do people give referrals? And we think we know. But when you really sit for a minute and think about what I'm about to say, then the formula will make sense. So there are 2 components to somebody giving you a referral, and both have to be present, both. The first one is they have to have a genuine concern and care for you and your success. They have to genuinely want to see you succeed, and they have to genuinely care about you succeeding, right? And so when we're going to talk about the formula, I'm going to talk about showing up as a human being and why we do that. And it's for that part of why people give referrals. The second part is they have to believe 150% that you are going to take great care of the person they're sending your way. That seems obvious. Okay, yeah, they have to like me and they have to think I can do a good job, but it's much more than that. It's like several layers deeper than that to get somebody to actually get off their ass and give you a referral, because sometimes it takes a little effort. There's hey, I know somebody, and they have to have a conversation, and then they have to call you, and then they have to text connect you. And it seems to us like that should be so easy, but for people in their busy lives, it is an effort for somebody to give you a referral. So you need to make it so that they really want to be a part of that, and they believe that you can succeed. Okay, so that's the umbrella there. So the formula has those 2 components, and that is, and I'll do my hand gestures because this is how I know to do it. You have to show up like a human being first. That takes care of the fact that they care about you. You have to show up to them in their life like a human being first. Realtor second. Caring, going deep with the relationship, strengthening the relationship, coming from contribution in their life, random acts of kindness, all the things we've talked about on another podcast, actually, I don't know, a couple years ago. The other piece is the posting, flying your real estate flag so that they know what you know, so that they see how you're helping people every day, so that they see what information you know, so that they see you're a full-time working real estate agent. Those 2 things together, like gear shifts, create leverage that spit out the referral. They have to go together. If all you're doing is liking people's stuff, commenting, having conversations, and you're never posting about real estate, well, you will be a really well-liked, broke-ass agent. That's it. That's it. And if all you're doing is posting about real estate and you do not care about anybody else's life, and you never help people, and you never call them and check in on them, well, you will also be broke, because nobody cares about you. Yeah. Those 2 things together. And Hank Avink, who I know is a friend of the show, and his 36 to Life talks about this exact thing. And all I'm doing is breaking it down in a little different way. And then I've solved the 1/2 of it, which is what to post with Ghost Poster.
Yeah, exactly. Love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I mean, I really like that. And I like how you want human agent first. And you can't human go first. Agent then human.
Agent second. Right.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
People like, I don't want to talk to, I don't know what to say when I call. Well, that's because you're thinking about showing up like an agent.
That is true.
Anything. Just freaking call them and see how life's treating them and what they need. And is there anything you can do to help? And how's their dog been and their mom been? You saw on Facebook that their grandma died. Gosh, I'm sorry. What's your favorite memory of that? Your grandma. Like, show up, care.
Dude, my grandma.
Now, how can I fake that exactly, Monica?
Shut up, Matt. Shut up.
This is why cold calling and door knocking are good for other people.
Exactly.
Dude, when my grandma passed away 2 years ago, Matt remembers that I was in a cranky mood. Let's put it that way. And you know what? Matt asked me how I'm doing. We had a couple of long conversations, and a very small select of other people asked me. And if anyone else had asked me about it, I would have been very extraordinarily touched and grateful, and I would remember for the rest of my life.
That's right. That's right. And when I look at it like you're clicking a notch every time you show up for somebody that's important to you. Not all relationships are created equally. And certainly Hank's 36 Life program shows us how to sort of categorize people so that we can show up fully for the proper number of people. But you're just looking to like, remember in a Spinal Tap, like 11, it's one mole.
Yeah, but it goes to 10, but I want to go to 11.
Right. It's sort of like that with relationships. You're just taking it up a notch. And when you have that meaningful conversation, or you send that card, or you just call them, or you comment on their stuff, people know when you're commenting on their stuff. They see it, and I have people that comment all the time, and I love them because they love me. It's like it's a practical thing. Right?
I know. I was telling somebody this. I think I was talking to a client of mine the other day, and I was just thinking about, like what do people really want on social media? And because like in the business that we're in, like we're so focused on like what type of content can I produce that's really enticing and really gets people's attention, gets them to engage. And we're in an interesting niche of time right now where what people want most on social media is not to consume. They want to be heard, right? They want a place where they can express their opinions. And there's some people, and my client is one of them. She has a really great program for how you build a Facebook group and how you engage and things like that. And it's almost all based on asking questions. Because what people want the most right now is they want a place where they can express their opinions. And Monica, you've got that built into your program with Ghost Poster and all that stuff. But it's just interesting that I was thinking like, man, why don't I make more of a point? And it all goes back to Hank Aving stuff, of just making a point of going out to the specific people that I know I want to maintain great relationships with, and making sure that they never post something that escapes my notice and that goes past without me liking and commenting on it. And I wish you could trick, like basically tell LinkedIn who you want to pay more attention to. You have to be a little bit more sneaky about it and go out and specifically seek those people out. Yeah. But yeah, I think for anyone that's in real estate, if they were, if you have a referral networking group, if you have a strategic group of people that you want to connect with, financial advisors, accountants, landscapers, people that can send you clients, like why not make a list of them and make sure that you're going out and specifically liking their stuff. It doesn't even involve you posting anything. It's literally just going out and give them what they want, which is a little attention.
Showing up for them, because, and a lot of people, they're kind of negative on Facebook and, they only post what they want everybody to see and their life's a shit show behind the scenes. Well, guess what? I'm going to show up for them, cheering them on right where they want to be. Right? How they want their life to be. Would it be so bad if I was the one showing up for them, rooting them on right there? And that, to your point, they're heard, they're seen. And Facebook friends list makes that very easy. What you're trying to do in LinkedIn can be done on Facebook. You can tag, level.
I think you have to go through, I'm figuring it out, but I think I have to go through LinkedIn Sales Navigator in order to get it to work in there, where you can save your, like Hank would call them A, Bs, and Cs.
ABCs, yep.
Yeah, so you can save them in there. So I'm going to do that and make sure that I have that kind of built into my schedule. Nice. But yeah, the Facebook friends list does make that a lot easier.
That's a really good thing. I forgot about that friends list. I don't know why I did. I just went back and I did it.
Because you're not in the 36 to Life program, Greg.
Right.
I was a coach. Monica can attest to that. I have a photo. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Photo.
Right.
And I had a really big beard. The airlines forgot my clothes. I can't believe you guys are all around me so close because damn. But I mean, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start making it a conscious thing because I went in and I did it's called friend filter or something like that. And you can filter out all the people who haven't interacted with you for a certain amount of time, which I immediately thought was a bad idea because I'm like, well, shit, I don't know who's doing what, but I saw the friend list and I'm going to start creating some on my list, like real estate agents, go out to the park and bring your laptop or your tablet and, just go out there and really kind of filter your friends, make a point, say, hey, haven't talked to you for a while, Matt, how's life? I see that you just went to, well, you didn't go to Hawaii. No one can go to Hawaii. I see you just went to Nebraska to visit your family. How was your trip? Yeah. But these are killing two birds with one stone.
Yes.
And I told Matt about this and he scoffed at me. But one day I went and I just thanked everybody who watched my story on Instagram about whatever it was. I'm like, hey, thanks for watching my story. I hope you have a great day. Tremendous feedback. Now, did I stick with it? No, Matt, I didn't. And I knew you wouldn't. So stop shaming me publicly. But
but it's you gotta, I mean, the bottom line is that all that stuff works. There's such a universe of things we can do to build relationships. You just have to settle on, I think Monica, this is why I like the Ghost Poster program, because you've tried so many different things and you've tested and you've tinkered and you've experimented and you kind of know what those few essentials are. Talk about posting, no more than 1 to 2 times a day, the 50, 28, 5 and 1, like those things, like these are time tested by many, many people coaching lots of different agents.
That's right.
There's a lot of experience behind it and knowing what works and what doesn't. Because like Greg, you can try something like that and you realize it worked. The problem is you've got 17,000 other things you could do that are just like that. But the question is, what are the few things you can do every day that you can actually commit to? And do you have like this support community of other people who are doing it with you? And that's where I think Ghost Poster really helps, because it's not just the content that you're supplying. It's also, Monica, you jumping on like training calls so that they understand, like get a sense of the community and all that fun stuff. So where can people go to check that out, by the way?
Ghost Poster, that's GHOSTPOSTR, no E. I didn't have time to even write the E. I was so busy, so I just did the R. Ghostposter.com, and it's a membership. It's annual. I have it priced at $199 at the time that we're airing this or whatever, but it might go up. So if you see it at $199, go ahead and get it.
Yeah.
But that's not per month or per day. That's per
year. And it gives you access to an entire library. And I send you a posting idea every single day. Look, I want to take that off your plate. I don't want you to worry about it. You're already going to worry about it because you're going to go to the library and spend 10 minutes looking for the one you feel like posting today. But I at least want you to find something to post. And then your job is to show up like a human being. And I find that people are much better at that. That's a much easier thing for people than to create some posts that they're worried about.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I know our time is limited and we've tried to make these episodes short and direct and to the point. So hopefully people enjoy that. By the way, guys, if you enjoy that kind of format where you kind of delve into really 3 key tactical things that you can do, like small changes that you can make and implement right now, that's something we're kind of tinkering that's new for 2020. So if you like that format, let us know, especially if you like them when they're on YouTube and they're like shorter videos to consume, smaller chunks, let us know. Greg, what's the best way to connect and chat with you?
Follow me on Instagram, guys. Greg McDaniel, REU for Real Estate Uncensored. Obviously, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, thank you for subscribing there. Text me or send me a DM on any of those channels. Love to get back with you, answer any questions, anything can to help you. And then, of course, we can talk about EXP and what kind of just a madman, we're in a lab, just brewing greatness. So let us show you how we're going to do this. Matt would call it a coffee.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to work from home anyway, we might as well work for a company that's built for it and doesn't charge you for an office that you no longer can go to.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Guys, text me as well, 925-915. Matt, last
1978.
There it is, buddy. You nailed that one. How can people get a hold of you and get a copy of Micro Famous personally signed?
Well, it's not personally signed. Thank you very much, Greg. Damn it. It's just go to microfamousbook.com and get a free physical copy of the book. As long as you cover the shipping, I will cover the book expenses. So make sure to grab a copy of that. And then you can always go subscribe to the Micro Famous podcast. Just go to subscribe on iTunes.com.
Love it. Matt, color, quick.
Ooh, blue and orange, striped.
Ooh. Okay, we'll do blue and orange striped. Guys, thank you for watching. We love you guys. We cannot do this show without you. So please go give us a review on any podcast site you are hearing this, or on YouTube, hashtag Coach Monica. Show her some love. She's an amazing human being. She's got an incredibly good mind and a big heart. So thank you guys for watching and listening and hanging with us. And until next time,